afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the period of July 19th to the 25th. Let's see what messages we have for Virgo for the upcoming week. What does Virgo need to have in mind, bearing in mind that there is going to be a full moon in Aquarius this week on the 23rd. So that's going to bring in a lot of emphasis on relationships. Okay, so it's going to be a really interesting week. Let's see what messages we have for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay. Okay, Virgo. It looks like my Virgos are looking, right now you're on the process of looking back at some key moments, some key relationships. You're looking back potentially with some rose-colored glasses on, you're reminiscing about some things, and this needs to be brought into balance. So you might not be looking at the whole picture when you look back. You might just be looking at the things that were so positive and maybe you're missing them. It looks like there's a choice that has to be made. So right now, Virgo, as you look into the past, be careful that you are balancing this out when you make your choice, because I see here Lovers in reverse. You could be dealing with a Gemini, or you could be dealing with a relationship that is not in harmony or no longer is in harmony. And so you may need to balance out how you review things so that you're not just looking at the things that were good, but you're looking at the whole picture. So when I see Six of Cups and then the Lovers card in reverse to clarify it here as what's the truth behind the need for alignment with respect to this placement, it really seems like when you look back at this relationship, make sure you look back at the whole scope of things, okay? Not just the good, not just the bad, but make sure you're looking at everything, okay? Now, right now, it looks like you're on the process of discovering exactly what you're capable of with respect to your imagination and your creativity and your passion. And you're on this process right now, and you know, the action you're being directed to take with respect to that, it almost seems like, you know, right now, Spirit is guiding you to pause. You know, Spirit is guiding you to pause and really reflect on what you want to do next. Because yes, you will have a celebration about your initial completion so far, but it looks like the final guidance here for you, it looks like Spirit really wants you to be careful who's around you. Watch out for the people that you call, you know, your fans or your admirers, or the people that maybe like your colleagues in whatever it is that you're doing with your imagination, because it looks like you're looking over your shoulder and you're wondering about motives, and you're wondering if you can trust the people around you, maybe your support team, maybe your, you know, it's interesting. It's almost like you feel a sense of envy or jealousy or competition with those around you. So it's a very interesting reading, very heavy on relationships, which is not surprising considering that full moon coming into Aquarius this week, which is really going to highlight some stuff for us when it comes to relationships, intimate relationships particularly. And so when I see the Lovers here, I feel like you are really starting to review, Virgo. You're starting to review who you want to bring along with you on this this enterprise that you're building. And right now, Spirit is asking you to pause and consider that, okay? You've made it to the Three of Pentacles, which means that you've created the framework. You've got the initial phase ready to go. And you kind of want to celebrate that, but it's almost like Spirit's like, just hang on. Let's do a quick review here of who we've got around us, okay? Are there relationships that are out of balance? Are there people around you that sort of appear to be competitive with you or envious of you, or maybe not completely aligned with you? And are you just looking at them with rose-colored glasses because they've been around a long time? Maybe these people have been in your life for a while, There may be someone that you're hoping is going to return to be on your team here, Virgo. But regardless, it looks like it's time to do an evaluation on relationships. And what a perfect week for that with Aquarius, with the moon going into Aquarius. And so really heavy on, make sure you have a look at what inspires you. Look at the relationships that are around you, very close relationships, maybe partner, maybe the people in the external world, as well as relationships from the past that maybe are on your mind. And to maybe have a pause before you take the next step with these people, and without, with knowing exactly where you want to go with this imagination, with this inspiration. So, the guidance I'm feeling for you here for this week is be reflective. Be reflective and introspective, and don't make any decisions this week about whatever it is that you're working on, because it's not quite time for the next step. Right now, you need time to evaluate who's around you and how you want to use your inspiration for the next leg of this project that you're working on bringing out. Now, let's see what the oracle cards have to say for you, Virgo, with respect to all of this. 1, 2, 3, and one more. Thank you. 4. Okay. Wow. Okay. So what I see here, sorry, my crystals are getting in there. Okay, there we go. So what I see here is very interesting. When it comes to looking at the past, about some of these relationships that may be on your mind, maybe some things that have come and gone, things that you're reminiscing about, it looks like Spirit wants you to know that you will be getting a communication with respect to those relationships, okay? So the way the oracle cards landed, they sandwiched the 6 of Cups. So we've got higher power here and message in a bottle. It looks like you will be getting some guidance here from your higher power, perhaps some messaging. It's interesting to see message in a bottle with higher power, which really suggests that, this review that you're doing is guided. You are being guided by your higher power to have a look at these relationships, and that this week is no time to act. This is a week of reflection. With respect to this Lover's card, look at what is sandwiching it. We see the Orphaned card and all that glitters. So that really says that something has happened here in one of your significant relationships where you felt like you were left when you needed someone most, and that you discovered through that, all that glitters is not gold, that something was held back from you, and now it seems like you understand what that is. And you discovered is that there was an imbalance here. This relationship was not as harmonious as you believed it was, and it was brought to your attention through your higher self, through messaging by your higher self, to have you almost look around at all of the relationships, perhaps the evaluation of the relationships from the past, present, and then this one seemed to have showed you that, this was not what you thought it was. This union was not what you thought it was. And Virgo, it appears that your higher power is really trying to signal you here to understand what's true and what's false when it comes to what your imagination is telling you, okay? So you could be, it's interesting when you see the 8 of Wands in reverse, it almost is sort of part of the process that you're on here, is that you're trying to understand what's real and what's not real with respect to what you're telling yourself and what your higher self is saying to you, right? It's almost like you're having the battle here. You're having the battle between the ego and the true self, okay? And it looks like, Spirit really wants you to pay attention to see where are the illusions? Where are the things that appear to be true but are actually false? And when it comes to looking at this 3 of Pentacles, you see orphaned and message in a bottle on either sides, which really says again to me, it is not the time to act. Right now, you could sacrifice all the progress you've made if you go forward without paying attention to whatever messages you're getting from your higher self about the people that are around you. It is not time to take the next step yet, Virgo. It is a week of reflection, okay? This is a week of reflection for you, and a reflection particularly on the key relationships in your life, as well as how you talk to yourself. What are the things that you are saying to yourself about your inspiration? Are you falling into the trap of illusions, or are you seeing clearly what your higher power, what the higher self is trying to communicate to you through inspiration, through intuition, through imagination, and through creativity and passion? But keep an eye on these relationships, especially this key one here. There's a big choice you have to make around relationships, and it seems to me like you've got to make that choice before you move forward with this project that you're working on. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me. If this has resonated for you and you would like a personal reading, my email's in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and watching. And we'll see you again very soon for the next reading. Okay, sending lots of love and light.